It's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and we're on part 2 of the swamp traps. We have the tripwire, the punji pit, and the rope, the net trap. And even though it doesn't look like a net trap, that's to simulate, so you can put a miniature on there, or 2 or 3 or 4, to show that they've been netted. Okay, so this is not your ultimate thing here. So to get started, I'm going to get a little bit of brown paint. I have some burnt umber in my cup here. Yes, this is an old cup. I've used it before, I know. But whatever was in there was dry. And if it reactivates, it was dark. So I'm not too concerned about ruining this. So what we want to do is we want to get a good coat of paint. I put a little bit of water in there. That might have been a mistake. I don't know yet. We'll see. Get a good coat of paint on here. Something like that. On there. Been playing that Helldivers 2 with a Scorbic from, the other guy from Dungeon Swag, the guy who prints the miniatures and mails them to you. And the game's super cool. I'm not a big shooter guy, but I do enjoy that game because I always feel like I'm doing something. And it's easy to find groups and there. Officially there. And toi. Très bien. All right. Oh, but we got to do the net. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the wires up there. I'm just going to kind of leave those black the best I can. And I'm going to half-ass paint my net brown. And I don't care if I leave some of that black showing. It won't be the end of the world. Da 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 da. Okay, let's set that off to the side, and we'll hang this to dry, like that. Let's get the hot air gun. Hold on, I got the fan blowing right on me like I got some kind of syndrome. Let me turn it. There we go. Oh. We'll hit this one again. Alright, so these aren't 100% dry, and that's okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to get some melted chocolate and some cardboard. And a pretty big brush. Oh, I didn't dry the trunk of this tree like at all. So I'm going to pull that off and hit that real quick. And like I said, that doesn't have to be 100% dry, but I'm going to get a pretty big dry brush. This is a big makeup brush from Dollar Tree. I'm going to get some of this melted chocolate here. Okay. I'm just going to do some jibbity-dibbity work. I do want to lighten up my trunk somewhat, so I'm putting a little more effort onto that. Okay. Then we want to set this off to the side, and we want to hit these with the air gun again. Now, I want to hit this net. Oops. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's what I wanted. Hello, darling. All right, now let's get a lighter brown. If I can find one. All right, so I'm going to mix some melted chocolate with something else to make a brown. I can't find the brown I'm looking for, so I'm just going to mix these together. This is coffee latte and whatever the hell that color was. Burnt, no, melted chocolate. All right. Then get something like that going. Okay. Once you've got those all lightened up a good bit, you can get rid of that bigger brush. We're going to come back to this stuff in a second. Let's work on all our rope stuff first. So to do our rope stuff, I'm getting khaki. And a smaller dry brush. Something like this. And I'm just going to mix that around on there. And I don't care how good or bad of a job I do. And then I'm going to drag that around on my ropes and lighten those up significantly. That's way too much paint, more than I wanted, but that's okay. We'll just have to make it work now. That's about how I wanted it to look, like that. Let's get this rope lightened up. Okay. Now I'm going to wipe a lot of that off. Just leaving a little bit. I'm just going to hit a little bit of the terrain. Just a little bit. Some of those higher points maybe. And just around and about some. All right. What do we do now? All right, so we have some areas that are definitely going to need work, like down here on these ropes. We're going to dry this off and then hit that with a lighter color. And for that lighter color, I'm just going to get an off-white. I have this, what's this called here? Antique white. Let me get a little bit of that. I'm going to get that brush. And I'm going to get a lot of that off. No. Okay. I'm going to hit a couple little spots, nail those sticks a little bit. I'm just going to create a little bit of variation here and there. Okay. We're done with that brush. Now let's get a green color. For the green I'm going to use, I have this, oh, I didn't bring I had stuff out in the car. I have this ivy green, English ivy green, and I'm going to get a bigger brush, something like VS. Let me get a little bit of water. Maybe a little bit more water. There we go. Let me get some of that ivy green. And I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to come up with my tree. I'm going to do some of my spots on the ground with it. Let me get some more water. Some more ivy green. just going to make some nasty spots here and there. We didn't do that rock yet, I know. We're going to touch some of that gross stuff, and we're going to get some of that up here. And we're going to do our pit. What we want to do is we're going to get some on the inside. And you can get it on the sticks a little bit if you want to. And we get a little bit on the outside here. Okay, oops, and we'll get a little more water and a little bit more ivy green. I'm going to nasty up my rope some, and the spots I'm really focusing on are where it's just way too bright. I'm not going to go overboard with it, but I'm going to cover that up somewhat. I'm not going to worry about the bottom part at all. Okay, so we have a decent coverage on that stuff. I'm going to set this off to the side. This will dry. I'll use it another day. I'm going to put that paint away, and let's dry this stuff off. All right, we're just about done. Believe it or not, we're getting there. Okay, so there's a couple things we want to do. One, I want to differentiate the wood from my spikes by darkening those up a little bit. And to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to get this piece of cardboard here. And I'm going to get that same brush I just had, that one. I'm going to get water. I'm going to get some of that darker paint. Okay. I'm getting it pretty wet. Now let's just touch those sticks like that. And there's still some spots I'm very unhappy with on this rope where it's just too bright, so I'm going to drag a really, really watered down bit on there in some of those spots. Okay, and I'm just going to drag a little bit on this rope here, just to give it like a little bit of a wash, kind of half-ass wash look. All right, so let's get some foliage. I had bought a new pack of foliage I wanted to show you guys. Where is it? I don't think I brought it down here. I'm super sorry. I meant to bring it down, and as I'm spinning around and around, I don't see it. Unless I dropped it, or it fell, or something. Wait, is that it? Nope. Looby? Nope. I don't know where it is. I did. Oh, here we go. Now, this was a little more than I usually would spend on this. This was $6. But this is the same stuff I was getting. It's called floral moss, not Spanish moss. The reason I'm bringing this out is because you want your punji pit to look like cover, right? And then whenever your party goes to go there and they fail a roll, that's when you pull that off and you have, see what I got there? So I'm going to set that off to the side. We're going to save that for that piece. And we'll just get another little piece of that out. And I need to put this in Tupperware. You need to keep this in Tupperware. Don't leave it in an open bag like that. So for this piece here, I have this big chunk. I'm just going to get this. And I'm going to glue it. Oh, first I got to paint that rock. Let's do that before I forget. Get my favorite color in the entire world, pavement. Bigger brush. Something like that. Hot air gun. Lighter gray, just a dab. Okay, I'm going to get this back here. I'm just going to glue that right up against that. I might turn that a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to glue that right there. I'm just going to push it down and let it expand back up. Get that spider web. And I'd like to add another little something of color here. So that little another something of color I'm going to add is going to be some of that red stuff, that red foliage like that. I'm really low on this. This is actually, I was looking for more red today. I didn't find it. That's what I wanted. So I'm just going to come back here in this corner, and I'm going to add a little variation to this piece really quick with a dab of red. Okay, now it's bright and vivid. I can easily use that. We do need to put some flock on this stuff too, I understand that. So for this one, for red, I'm just going to get a tiny little clump here on this tripwire. Put that there. And that's where that lives now. Oops, spider web. And then I'm going to get this little spot over here. A little bit of glizzu. Just like that. Okay. Let's get on our flock, and I'm going to use that flock I have, that Woodland Scenics from 1985. It's not that old, but it's pretty old. I'm going to get my cardboard and a little bit of clear glue. I still need to fill this thing back up. No problems. Probably didn't need quite that much, but that's okay. And I'm going to get that little brush that I was using just now to do that rock. And paint some green, or paint some glue, and sprinkle some green. I don't want to go overboard, I just want it where it needs it. But on this piece, I think that this ridge here could use some. And then on our tree, we can take that net off for a minute. I want to cover this area down here where it's kind of plain and boring. I want to do something right here with a little bit of it. And then I want to drag a little bit up in conjunction with this green I put on the back, as if some thicker stuff is kind of growing up here too. Okay. Sweet. I don't think we really need any on the net, but just in case you thought we did, I'll agree with you. And I'll put a little bit over here. Not a whole lot. I don't think it's going to be super noticeable, but it might be noticeable, so we'll see. Okay. So the first piece is the punji 6, and that turned out about as I expected it would. I'm pretty happy. You could go around and do that smooth part out there with some dark blue and make it part of your swamp like I was going to do, but I'm just not going to do that because I think I can use this on a lot of different stuff, jungle, forest, what have you. So there's the tripwire, and then here's the tree, the dead tree with the net trap, and there's the net trap that you can stand miniatures on just to signify that they're in a net. Okay, once they're out, you can set them on the ground near it. But this is not a bad idea. All right. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate everybody's time. You should do me a favor, though. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Oh, this goes on there. But I'm going to be clear-cutting these. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Hit the notification bell icon. Go to the website. Buy some miniatures. Come to the Discord. Hang out with us. And otherwise, until next time, hey, thanks for watching.